Hello, math students. Welcome back to Module 2, and it's called Rational Numbers. Tonight's lesson is Lesson 10, and it is called Comparing Tape Diagram Solutions to Algebraic Solutions. Comparing tape diagram solutions to algebraic solutions. And so, I'm trying to change colors, sorry. So, what we're going to do is today we will learn how to use tape diagrams to solve equations. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. The question that I want you to think about or keep in mind in this lesson is, how can the tape diagram help you understand how to solve the equation? And hopefully by using the tape diagrams, you'll be able to see what we're talking about. So things to remember. These are all things that I've covered with you already, but I want you to have them written down one more time to make sure that you don't get them confused. The first one is we need to know what an expression is. Okay, an expression is a math sentence built of numbers and symbols. The most important thing that you can remember about an expression is that there is no equal sign. So if you don't see an equal sign, then the math sentence is called an expression. Okay, examples of this are 1/2 times the quantity x plus 8 or 25 minus x. Both of these are examples of expressions because do you see an equal sign anywhere? The answer is no, you don't. Okay, so that's what makes an expression. The next thing that we need to be reminded about is an equation. An equation is a math sentence built of numbers and symbols and an equal sign. So an equation has the equal sign, an expression does not. So examples of this would be 1/2 times the quantity x plus 8 equals 28, or 25 minus x equals 15. Both of these have what they equal, so you can actually solve or manipulate these because you know what they equal. Okay? And then the third thing that you need to be reminded on how to use is a tape diagram. A tape diagram is a model used to see how to solve an equation. So an example that we could use for tape diagrams is if we have this equation, because it has an equal sign, 5 times the quantity x plus 2 equals 40. Well, basically, what you do is inside, you have to draw a tape that represents the inside of the parentheses. So if I have a tape that represents that, I would have it looking like this. And this would be x, and this right here would be 2. Okay, because that is what is inside the parentheses. And then it says that I have to do that 5 times. Okay, well that's not hard. So there's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, here's 5, and then I have 5 copies of x plus 2. X plus 2, 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 and I did it 5 times, so that's what I was supposed to do. Then what this is telling me is that this whole picture is supposed to equal 40. Okay, so that helps us figure things out because now I have a better picture of what I have. And all I have to do is count what I have to figure out what I need to decide these x's are going to be. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I know that 10 out of this 40 is already taken up. Did you hear what I just said? I have 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 10 out of this 40 already used up. So if I have 10 out of the 40 already used up, that means I have 30 left. So all of these x's, when I add them together, they have to equal 30. So I'm going to draw a picture of that. So if I take just the 2's and add them all together, so from all the way up to here, okay, and just add the 2's, those equal 10, okay, then all of these, this side right here has to equal, when it's all done, this side over here has to equal 30, and the reason why it has to equal 30 is because 30 plus 10 equals 40. Okay, does everybody see what we're trying to do? So now I can say, okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 So I have 5 times a number. Let me write that out so you can see what I'm doing. 5 times something equals 30. Well, boys and girls, I'm pretty sure all of you know that. What number times 5 gives you 30? And if you answered the number 6, then you are correct. So that means that all of the x's in there have to be 6. So let's try it and see. Ready? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Hey, it worked! So 30 plus 10 equals 40, and we now figured out what x would be. And the only way that we figured it out was by drawing tape diagrams to see what it looks like. So if you go back to our goal, it says today we will learn how to use tape diagrams to solve equations. That is exactly what we did with this example right here. How can a tape diagram help you understand how to solve the equation? Well, for me, the way that it helps me solve the equation is it lets me see what's going on. So tape diagrams are super powerful because they give you a visual representation of what is happening. Okay? So it's pretty awesome. Okay, there's another one right over here. So I'm actually going to have you guys try this one, and you're going to set it up exactly the same way I did up in this example, right over here. And then I would like to help you with this one. So I'm going to leave this one for you, and then I'm going to help you with this one over here. Okay, so let's try it again. This time I'm going to use yellow to draw our tapes. So I know that I have to remember this number right here tells me how many tapes. How many tapes? Okay, so I need 6 of them. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I drew 6 tapes because this number right here tells us number of tapes. Okay, so that's pretty good. Number of tapes. Then the inside of the parentheses tell me what it's got to look like. So this one says I have 2 x's plus a 1. So if I draw my tapes, it would look like this, and I would get an x and an x and a 1, because that's what it says. It says 2 x's plus 1. So 2 x's plus 1. And then I have to put that in the same thing in all 6 tapes. So 2x plus 1. 2x plus 1. 2x plus 1. Last one, 2x plus 1. Okay, so that wasn't so horrible. I've got my picture drawn, and now I'm going to go back over here, and this 36 tells me what the entire tapes should equal. So all of these tapes together should equal 36. So we're going to do the same thing we did, like we did above. We're going to identify what we know. Well, on this one, I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know these little guys all the way around from here, all the way around to here, equals 6. And I know that this plus this has to equal 36. Well, that makes it pretty easy, because then what I do for this one is I say that all of this has to equal 30, because I know that 30 plus 6 equals 36. That's right. So now, just like I did with this one up here, I'm going to count how many x's I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, I know that I have 12 x's. So that means over here I'm going to write 12 times a number equals 30. That's what I have to figure out. 12 times what number equals 30. So this one's a little bit trickier, but we can do it. 12 times what number equals 30? Well, if I don't know, I can do the math. 30 divided by 12. And 12 goes into 30 2 times, because 2 times 12 is 24. And then I subtract, and I get 6, which is 6/12, which is the same thing as 1/2. So I now know that it's 12 times 2.5 equals 30. So now I know that x equals 2 1/2. and I've now solved the problem. So 12 times 2.5 equals 30. Okay, so each x in there is 2.5, and this one's going to be fun because watch. We know that 2.5, think of money, $2.50 plus $2.50 actually equals 5. So this would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Does it make 30? Ta-da! It does. So you know you did your math right. Okay? Again, using the tape diagram to visually see what we're doing, and it makes it very easy. Okay, so your job is to do this problem without me. I'm very excited to see what you learn. Okay, and then the other thing that we need to do is go over our goal one more time. Our goal for today is, today we will learn how to use tape diagrams to solve equations. How can a tape diagram help you understand how to solve the equation? The answer to that question is it allows you to visually see what's going on. Really fast, just to make sure that you guys see this and you are comfortable with it, remember that subtraction is the same as adding the opposite. So this problem can also be written as 2 times the quantity x plus a negative 3 equals 14. And that will help you with drawing your tapes. So in your tape diagram, you have to have an x in one section and a negative 3 in the other. And that has to happen 2 times. Okay? So that might help you solve that problem over here. All right, kiddos, that's all I have for you today in this lesson. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!